Hello? Hang on 1 second. My oh god. Am I connected? Hello? Yeah, all good, all good. Sorry, there's a lot going on right now. Oh, what do we think? The lineups, my goodness me. Surprises all over the shop. But not really. I'll be honest, straight away, the lineup I've gone with is fairly, well, I say fairly, it's exactly what's the starting 11. The predicted 11 that I had was the exact same one we've got. In terms of, obviously, players not on the bench, I was going to say on the bench, but in fact not on the bench. Raheem Sterling, the standout name missing. What do we make of that?
Won't budge, so we want to lessen the wage bill even more so we can offer Osimhen what he wants.
Yeah. It's otherwise though, a very sort of I guess positive lineup. I don't think there's anywhere really that needs too much in the way of improving based on what we have at our disposal. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like the best we have at our disposal right now. I'm just nervous because I just think that because it's the best we've got to go, the best that we have to give. It gives me a full sense of confidence coming into this game that we can pull off some sort of miracle. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm wildly optimistic now, although at the same time their lineup is good. It's got to be said. It goes without saying, really, because it is obviously Manchester City. So I don't know. Predictions wise, what do you think? Especially after seeing this 11, I would imagine that did you go with pretty much what's on the screen now? Mm. Yeah. What, a Desmond? I've heard the saying before, a Desmond, but I never knew that was what it was. So a 2-2. Oh yeah. 2-2. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I'm going with, to be fair. Or 2-1 City. I'm not being like crazy or overly optimistic with this, but I'm because it's exactly the lineup I wanted. I've been given a bit more confidence that we can at least perform to a certain degree. But then again, that's still wishful thinking that we can show up and give it back to. I think. Do you take anything from last season's sort of draws and or is it just take it as a clean slate coming into this game? Sorry. No. As in against Man City, the two games where it was like we seem to have their number, but we just couldn't put it away. Do you think we can go off of those Premier League games as some sort of confidence coming into this, or not the pre-season?
No. I get what you're saying, but in preseason we looked so bad against them. I kind of think that this is going to be a clean slate performance.
Yeah. No, I do agree. Go on.
it is going to be the battle of the midfields because they don't have Rodri. Their midfield is pretty weak in terms of defensively. Obviously, offensively, it's good. But if we can catch them on the counter or just like dominate midfield in general and just continuously pepper them, I think we can get something done. Because I mean, what is in midfield? It's Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, and KDB. There's like a zero defensive presence in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Again, they're showing it now on Sky Sports at the moment. Sanchez in goal, Gusto Fofana, Colwill, which again, the Colwill Fofana is the duo that I would imagine that we are definitely going to be going with for the whole season if they can stay fit. I don't think it's a case of whether they work together. I think this is going to be it's going to happen until it works sort of thing, and if it doesn't, then it's going to be a while until we see any sort of change. Disassi, do you see him somehow coming back into this team at this point?
Anytime soon at this moment, just because of preseason, I think Tosin is ahead of him. But because we're playing so many games, it wouldn't surprise me if he somehow, I don't know, like snuck his way back into the conversation, maybe ahead of Tosin. But I do agree with what you said in terms of the current centre backs that we have out. They are definitely like, I feel like the club sort of instructed Maresca to try and build around them, but also it's the logical two players to build around as well, I feel.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course we do have it was Cucurella and Gusto on the sides. Is it a toss up between who's going to be the inverted player in this game? If we go with an inverted player, but it's they've both shown that they're capable of doing it. Do you think that there's a plan with that? I mean, there obviously will be a plan with that, but do you think it will swap, or do you think there'll be one designated player for that role today?
That is very, very tough to predict because I feel like obviously Palmer likes to cut inside, so ideally I'd imagine Gusto overlaps with him or just like interchanges with him from time to time. Whether that means Cucurella will also do that because obviously it doesn't have to be symmetrical, right? But the fact that we have Lavia and Caicedo, which I imagine would be the pivot, means there won't be a fullback that inverts into midfield. So maybe into centre back. Maybe Cucurella stays back and then Gusto goes up. So we stay in a flat back three, and then it just like shifts a bit in terms of how we normally had a fullback inverting into midfield. But in this case, we just have two like natural midfielders there.
Yeah. Again, yeah. So Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo in the middle. It's Enzo Fernandez as captain today. I think that was to be expected. Obviously, no Reece James. He's both injured and suspended. So he just doesn't really like playing football, it seems. He's just doing everything he can to not be included in the squad. But regardless, he just wouldn't have been involved in any capacity. So Enzo, with Chilwell not being a part of the squad from now on, he seems to be the vice captain. What do you make of that?
I mean, by all accounts, his English isn't the best, which is something that I always like. I'd always like the captain to be good in English. What I'm trying to say, because he needs to interact with the referee as much as possible. But at least with this very rookie type of squad that we have, Enzo is a fighter and he does like to lead by example. So I'm not really opposed to it. I would have liked Cole to be given the captain's armband, but I do feel like he probably needs to assert himself a little bit more when it comes to his position in the squad, and then maybe from next season onwards he could be the vice captain. But yeah, I'm not really fussed about Enzo. I feel like apart from Cobble, I can't really see another player on the pitch that I would have given the captain's armband to.
Yeah. I'm just looking through the list now, and it's not maybe Colwill, maybe, but then it might be a bit early for that. I don't know. Palmer and Kunku, do you see them playing as very specific wingers? I personally don't. I think it's going to be the obvious sort of like they're both going to be free roam, almost like swapping sides throughout the game, and maybe also tackling that just behind Jackson sort of role. Or what do you see from that?
Yeah, ideally I would have liked for us to have a natural left winger that can take his man on, because I do feel like Rico Lewis is beatable in terms of, going against him 1v1. But looking at the lineup, I feel like we are going to have like a wide right side with, like I said, maybe Gusto overlapping Palmer, and then Nkunku will be more inverted, with Palmer obviously like behind Jackson because Gusto will be overlapping. But maybe Nkunku does push wide. I just don't think he has the pace for it, but he definitely has the dribbling capabilities to beat Rico Lewis. So, I mean, it will be interesting. Obviously, Cucurella won't overlap. That will be horrendous to see. I think I'll pull my hair out. But other than that, I do feel like maybe if we expect a wider attack, it'll be on the right hand side as opposed to on the left.
Yeah. And then, of course, Jackson has taken the role, it would seem, as the front man. Understandably so. He is the man that's led the line through all the whole of last season. Mark Guiu, a positive pre-season, but I wouldn't say necessarily did enough to warrant that taking of the place, despite Jackson maybe not necessarily being 100% fit. I would say he probably is now. But one game against Inter Milan, it's hard to say that Guiu has taken that away from him. He is on the bench, so it's possible that he can come on and sway the odds in his favour in terms of playing in the future. I would also say a loan spell is still on the cards for him, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, would you say you're more confident with Jackson up top on this game, or would you have been okay with Guiu starting?
I wasn't really opposed to Gear starting, but I think the fact that it's against Man City, it makes sense to start Jackson. I mean, of course, I'm more confident with Jackson. And in terms of a loan for Guiu, I think it only happens if we sign another striker. Fingers crossed that is Osimhen. But I do feel like Guiu could actually be a very good super sub just because of how crazy and energetic he is. So, I mean, I hope that's the case. And speaking of subs, I do feel like we might, because Caicedo obviously joined the camp late, I do feel like Caicedo could be benched like somewhere in the second half, and then we'll go to like an Enzo Lavia pivot with Nkunku maybe going inside and then Neto coming on to provide some, I don't know, dopamine for the fans there. But yeah, I do think that could happen. It'll all depend on whether Maresca feels like we need to capitalize on the fact that Rico Lewis is their right back, because like I said, I do feel like he is beatable. And if anyone in this team can beat Rico Lewis in a 1v1 dribbling battle or whatever, it's probably Pedro Neto.
Yeah. Well, on the topic of Pedro Neto, it's got to be likely more. I'd say more so than seeing the likes of Mudryk. I reckon we'll see. I need to see the actual like subs a bit more specifically. Hang on. So we've got Dewsbury Hall. Could possibly see him come on. But again, the 11 that we've got is strong enough in which I think obviously we're going to need to make subs at some point, but I think it's a brilliant starting 11, and the subs are the right subs. Obviously Neto might squeeze into the regular starting 11 in the future. Mudryk's not a starter for me. Madueke isn't a starter over Palmer or Nkunku in this case. And Dewsbury Hall, I don't know where he'd start really in this type of side. 0-0 at half time. What's your first substitution that you'd make in based on those substitutions?
At halftime, that means that we've managed them when it comes to our defense. So then I feel like we should capitalize and go on the offense. So then I would probably bring on Neto, depending on Jackson's fitness, maybe Guiu later on in the second half. I would say as soon as we score, I won't lie, I feel like Vega could be a decent sub just for that added aerial presence, and I do feel like he is a bit more reliable when it comes to defending a lead as opposed to Correa, because Correa isn't as threatening in the air, of course. But that's defending set piece is what I'm talking about. So yeah, but I feel like if it's 0-0, we need to go on the offensive, definitely. Sub on Neto, see what he can do. Maybe later on sub on Guiu. For the umpteenth time, see if he can actually do something apart from sky the ball, and then, like I said, Guy for the pressing.
Yeah. 14 minutes to go. One thing left before. Do you know if we've got VIPs to give out? Did he? Yeah. He. Whatever you can do post pod. Yeah. So he's greenlit the post pod basically. But yeah, VIPs. I'm not sure. If we are actually doing it on here. We'll have to see. Before we move on to that, though, and I'm hoping you've got some questions for the VIPs just while I figure out all that, because I don't think Daly's here either. I think he's actually at the game as well. João Felix seems as though it's going to be happening sooner rather than later. Thoughts on that? I don't know many people that are actually like ecstatic about it.
Oh man, you need to talk to Pice then. But yeah, no, I don't see the need for it, but I do. I can't deny the excitement that it brings, because I did watch back a lot of his time at Chelsea, right? And of course, he hit the post quite a few times, but he got into so many good positions to to hit the post. Funnily enough, that I do feel like there is something there to unlock, which is like João Felix's story arc, right? It's just everything is about potential, what he could have been since Benfica days. So I do feel like if we can somehow motivate him enough that he can tap into that again, we have some player on our hands. It's just, where does he fit in? He doesn't bench Nkunku. I'm sorry for people who genuinely think that he's better than Nkunku. I do not think that. On the wing, I do think he can do a job there. It's just pace-wise, I don't know if he can. But he would definitely be a rotational option on the wing at least. Could just play striker, but if we get Osimhen, then definitely Osimhen would be the starting out-and-out striker. But yeah, I can't deny the excitement. I won't lie. I mean, João Felix was definitely in that Benfica season one of my favorite players in Europe to watch. And then since he went to Atletico Madrid, he kind of teetered away. But one thing that I will mention, lastly on Felix, is every single time that he's cooked, he always had a big striker next to him. At Benfica, it was Seferovic, and at Atletico Madrid, his best seasons was next to Suarez. So hopefully, if we get like an Osimhen, that would only benefit Felix. And of course, Nkunku is very much the same, with having a big striker next to him like he did at Leipzig with Paulsen. So who knows? But like I said, the excitement is undeniable.
Yeah, exactly. I think, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence, to be honest, but it's obviously going to happen. So it's not a negative. I'm like, I think like you say, it was you that was saying, as long as we get Osimhen, then it's okay. But otherwise, I'm not bothered about it necessarily. It's not something that gets me too excited. But at the same time, when he's on form, he's one of those players. But again, I kind of put him in the realm of like, they're obviously not the same player, but Sterling is the kind of player. When he joined, I was excited for it, but he has his on and his off days. And when it's average, it's bad, but virtually gone missing. But when it's good, it's excellent. So yeah. So I'm not excited for that side of things, but I'm coming into this glass half full, I would say, just because I want to majority of this season. You were saying earlier, if we if we lose today, just be just go overboard. But I will probably be still quite annoyed if we piss this game up the wall, so to speak. Like if we absolutely do a typical Chelsea and lose it based on our own mistakes, I'll be annoyed. I'll be really frustrated. But if we lose fair and square, which can happen as well, obviously that's never not a possibility with Chelsea as well, I'll be more like, okay, we just got absolutely played off the park. But if we lose because we were just stupid with our decision making, then it's just I'll be so frustrated, and I don't think I'll be the only one. We need to perform for sure.
I mean, this team is so gettable, the cities, because, like I said, Rico Lewis is definitely something that we can go at. Doku Gusto had his number the previous time they matched up, so that's not even really a issue. And Savinho is new to the league, so hopefully Kukurea, which no one can deny, Kukurea is decent defensively. He played so well in the Euros. Hopefully he can lock up Savinho, and then it's just Haaland basically. De Bruyne's balls over the top to Haaland and Bernardo Silva, of course, offensively that is. But I agree with what you said. Based on the team, this is definitely one of those games that we should go at, and we should try and do something. So if we make I always like to call it a Manchester United or Arsenal performance. We basically just shoot ourselves in the foot. If we do that, then I won't be happy. But if it's just a normal loss, then I mean, what can you do? It's against Manchester City. But if this was Poch, I wouldn't. I would be very pessimistic because I mean, remember Liverpool playing all their kids in the final of the FA Cup and stuff like that. So there have been instances where teams have gone pretty weak against us, and we still fucked it up. So let's hope that's not the case.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. There's still 37 games to go after this. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not. I'd rather us go for it completely rather than try and get a point or well, if we get a point, we get a point. But like to go with the pure aim of trying to draw or not lose rather than just fuck it, let's just go for it. I think I'd prefer that sort of mentality going into this game because it's with no Rodri in the team. There is more possibility for sure. I think that along with the my predicted 11 being the exact 11 we've gone with, and no Sterling, it's given me that level of confidence, and not seeing Rodri in there as well has added to that at the same time. So I think it is just like every other game, but more so, you know what I mean when I say it's we're just going to have to see how it goes because it's a very, very unpredictable game. We're a very unpredictable team as it is, but this type of game has it's been predictable in past years, but especially last year it was you didn't know where it was going to go at one point. VIPs, I wish there was some sort of confirmation as to whether or not they're. It usually says the TV channel, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So 6 minutes to go. It's weird. It's weird. It's not weird, Alex not being on the watch-alongs with me because he has more often than not been missing in the last season. But now we're back for a new season with him doing watch-alongs. It's only fitting that not only is he not here for the first game, he's actually at the game as well, which absolutely mental to think of Alex at the game. Of course, he's in the West Stand or West View, so I can't imagine he's going to get too much in the way of atmosphere. But still, he's there. I bet he's got butterflies. I bet he's very nervous. I bet he's got a bit of smiling like a Cheshire cat. I'm excited to potentially see drunk Alex at full time, maybe even halfway through the game. Who knows? But I believe he might be popping in at some point during the post pod after the game. For those of you watching on playback, so it's stay tuned because we are going to be doing the post pod after the game. I believe, if not at the very least, it'll be myself and Reinhard and myself, should I say? Because I'm not too what do you call it, active on the streams that aren't the watch-alongs, but I'm trying to be on especially on the post pods and everything like that. But exactly. So we've got so many games to go through where I can be on screen a bit more and piss people off with my presence. But the players are in the tunnel as we speak. As we said, Enzo, the captain, Sanchez. Well, before we call it until half time, Sanchez as the goalkeeper, I don't think anyone's riddled with confidence when they see him in goal. How do you go into this game with him in goal? What do you feel coming into this?
Very, very nervy. I do feel like Fofana and Colwell would probably like to pass back to him because of like that's what they're comfortable with, that's what they're instructed to do, and then Starling, Sanchez. I just combined the two, Sanchez and Sterling. Sanchez getting pressed could probably be a nightmare for us. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Like I tweeted out with the players we have available, the only two players that you would think would make our strongest 11 is probably Neto and Jorgensen over Sanchez and whoever, a midfielder possibly. So that's the only thing where I can look at and ask, please Sanchez, don't cost us this game, because that would just be so typical, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, first 5-10 minutes are going to be nervy, to say the least. I think in this, there's by no means do I think we're going to dominate. I would be pleasantly surprised if we do, but I would say that if we can get past the first 15, I'm adding 5 minutes each time I say it, but I reckon if we can get to 20 minutes. I think we stand a chance of getting to half-time level. Maybe sneak a sneaky little goal, but I don't know. Again, 2-2 is my positive prediction. 2-1 is my sort of negative prediction. But Reinhard, final words before we meet up again for half-time.
Yeah, well, in the preseason, the biggest issue was concentration when the game kicked off, because we conceded 2 goals early on in the first half and 2 goals early on in the second half. So I do agree with what you just said. If we can keep our composure, keep our heads, and just make it through that initial phase of just insanity, then I do feel like we can get something here. So yeah. And in the words of Mahatma Gandhi, up the fucking Charles.
And he's gone, just like that. I'm going to take these out for now. But it is time. It is time. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. I know it's a bit of a surprise because I did say I would be doing it on playback, and that's it. I would not get too excited that this is going to be the norm every single week. I will be on playback.tv/Alex Goldberg regardless every single game. But the YouTube streams, I'm going to try and convince Alex that this is a good idea because it's more viewers, it's more, it's more eyes, whatever. I know we've got fuck all people watching on playback, but I thank you for those of you that are. In fact, I think there's more people watching on YouTube now than there is on playback, so that proves his point. His point is that if people are going to watch on YouTube, they're probably going to watch on playback, so get those people over to there, which I get at the same time. Anyway, the players are ready to go. I'm ready to go. I need to just get the what do you call it, the timer up. Where is it? And then we should be good to go. That does not look good. But let me know what your thoughts are on this sort of lineup. I guess it's like I was saying to Reinhard, it's exactly what I would have gone with. I don't know necessarily if that means anything in terms of, my opinion, what I've got to say. But, we'll see. We'll see how we fare. With that said, we're underway. The timer is very small. Let me make that bigger. Jesus Christ. Multiple keyboards at the same time. Give me 1 sec. And the timer, I should be a little bit further than everyone because I am watching this on Sky Sports for those of you that are, dotted about the place. Sorry, I am talking utter shit because I'm trying to concentrate on getting everything sorted, which I thought I would have, but sadly, it would seem I have not. Watch-alongs. And then the timer. Here we go. Just under a minute gone. And I do believe, for the most part, it has been Man City as they come to the byline, cross it into the side netting, and out for a goal kick for Chelsea. We have got the we've got the Enza clock, but I think it's only on YouTube for this game. Enzo Maresca looking on a little bit inquisitively. How's this going to go? This is his biggest test he has probably ever had in his entire life. Up against his old mentor, Pep Guardiola. It is bald versus even balder as Fofana plays it back to Sanchez, who clears it all the way up the pitch and out for a throw-in. Typical Sanchez. Typical Sanchez. 4-0 loss, 4-1. It's not giving a lot of people a lot of confidence coming into this game. There's not much in the way of confidence from what I've seen from other people's predictions. But then again, there are other people suggesting that there could be a 2-2, 2-1. We'll just have to wait and see. Again, it's all well and good getting a little bit confident coming into these games, but it is Chelsea at the same time. So you truly never get, you never know what you're going to get. As Akanji plays it, De Bruyne down the wing, Savinho, De Bruyne again, Kovacic back at the bridge. Crossed in, looping deflection and saved by Robert Sanchez. Cucurella with a poorly timed pass. However, Enzo can collect. If Cucurella could just get it down the wing, that would be great. Jackson in pursuit. Akanji dealing with it well. And Nkunku putting pressure on Rico Lewis. It's a stop-start game so far. It is a stop-start game so far. I would imagine it's going to be the case for the opening 10, 15, 20 minutes or so. Akanji plays it out for a throw-in. Misplaced passes galore so far. Advanced time. And once again, a misplaced pass. Haaland picks it up, finds Doku down the right-hand side. He's gone for the cheeky little chip over the back, round to the back post, trying to catch Sanchez off his guard. What even happened there? Haaland, Doku, he is absolutely either trying to swing it to the back post for Haaland, who very nearly got there, to be completely honest with you, or was trying to dink it over Sanchez. Out of nowhere now, we're at the byline, and Nkunku dealt with well by Rico Lewis. Very well indeed. But Nkunku gets the ball back. Caicedo. Cole Palmer. I was going to say Thiago Silva there. Colwill. Caicedo. Out wide. Finds Gusto, who makes the overlapping run, but doesn't get the ball back. Palmer. Lovely pass. Finds Jackson, who finds Gusto on the right-hand side. It's not the best of touches. He may well have won a corner ball. He has. What? A goal kick. Alex is tweeting at the game, is he? Fucking hell. Have a day off. Enjoy the game. There is no... It is a goal kick. Man, a nervy start from both sides, really. Both sides have had chances in these opening 5 minutes. Nothing concrete, but certainly misplaced passes, lapses in defence. Enzo's giving the ball away too much, yeah. He's a neek. Is he a neek? Let me see. What's he tweeting? Alex. Fucking watch the game. Just enjoy the game. Why do you... Oh my God. Yeah, we're pressing well so far. Straight away, done it again. Cucurella can't quite bring it down very well, but it does in the end. Finds Enzo Fernandez. Colwell. Cucurella. Colwell. Playing it deep at the moment, but then a ball over the top and Kunku in pursuit. It's we're not looking creative, but at the same time, when Sanchez is blasting balls over the top like that, straight out for throw-ins left, right, and centre, it doesn't really fill you with confidence. Do you know what I mean? He's the type of person to remind the teacher of homework. He probably is, to be fair. Is Diaz trying to assess the situation. I need some audio in here. Jesus. At least we don't have the high line. Fairly good line at the moment. I say that. Bernardo Silva's through and deflected. Defended well. And out for a corner ball. It was, I think Caicedo caught out of possession there. Sanchez is the better ball-working keeper, by the way. Apparently so. Enzo and Haaland squaring up. Well, I say squaring up, not really, at the same time. How long before Maresca treats Sanchez like he did the goalkeeper at Leicester? Give it a few games. For the first time ever, Harry is ahead of my TV. I don't know, maybe a few times in the past. Great ball forward, come on! Cross it! Oh, you fucking bastard. Vardiol with a great interception there, sends it out for a corner ball. Gusto needs to be maybe getting a bit of loftiness on that cross. Get a little bit more height on the ball. It was a corner ball, though. Crossed in. Great chance for Wesley Fofana to get it. You just know if either Wesley or Colwell score in this game. Alex's pants are going to be an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster. Of course, Taylor is the ref, by the way. I know. It was bound to happen, wasn't it? Absolutely bound to happen. Vardiol. Played forward. Colwell will be your captain. To me, it makes sense more than it does Enzo. It doesn't necessarily make sense for Colwell, but I feel like surely it makes a bit more sense than Enzo Fernandez. I don't know. Here he is, Fernandez, plays it, finds Palmer. Strange control, and has lost the ball to Savinho. Doku, it lands to him nicely. He opens his body, and what the hell kind of finish was that? Terrible. He threatened to bench him for doing what Sanchez is doing. I can't imagine Jorgensen being our starter at any point soon, though. It's got to be said. It's got to be said. Guardiola looking on. Doku. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's good to be back. It's good to be back watching Premier League football. Pre-season did me in. Sleepless nights at times. It was, you know, the hours that we were watching these games was outrageous. Enzo Fernandez switches the ball really nicely towards Cole Palmer on the right-hand side. Looks for the options. Plays it back. Finds Caicedo. Lavia's in support. Gets the ball. Cucurella. I had a buffalo chicken wrap or burrito. It's very nice indeed. Cole Palmer. Lovely ball. And again. Oh, tackled really, really well in possession via Mateo Kovacic. And the luscious locks of De Bruyne finds Doku. Chilwell thoughts and the general, if you're not wanted at the club, you get kicked out the first team dressing room. It just seems a bit fucking harsh. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get it. If you're surplus to requirements, sure. But it just seems so... It's a strange... it's a strange route that they're going with these players. I know a lot of people are happy that Chilwell's gone. I'm not happy. I'm not unhappy. It's kind of like... Do you know what I mean? He's, as Rudy's saying, he won everything. He literally won everything European-wise. And, you know, he's a decorated player. Before COVID, he was an unbelievable player. During, you know, up to that Champions League, the injury absolutely fucked him. But if that's the case for Chilwell, how are people still backing James in that case? Because I do not think I can remember too many occasions where James has put in like a mad performance as of late, mainly because he hasn't been fit, which, you know, poor pass. Enzo Fernandez finds Jackson. If he can find him, Cuckoo, he doesn't. He opens his body, steps over. He's going to give the free kick, is he not? He does. Fuck! What a chance. What a chance. Squandered, really. Squandered. Absolutely squandered. Are we going for Victor? Are we going to get Victor Osimhen? Probably not in the... I don't know. I think people are so confident. Taylor's just given a free kick for absolutely nothing there. The Osimhen saga is so fucking boring, isn't it? It's been going on for so long. I get that these things take time, but get on with it. De Bruyne. We were linked with Hulk for 3 seasons. There's quite a few players we've been linked with for seasons and then never ever see them play for us. De Bruyne, cross, snapshot really, and a comfortable save from Sanchez. Well done. Any sponsors lined up for the season? On the YouTube or on Chelsea's front of shirt? Cucurella told to get up. Oh, it's Sancho as well. Again, you're right. Don't want him. Cucurella was not told to stand up. It was a free kick. Colwell. Sanchez again. Can he stop doing these balls over the top, please? Jesus! I'm begging you. It's not going anywhere. No Jakemans or Brewdog. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We will see. He may hit 1 out of 15 long balls, but what the fuck is he doing? You know, he's no Edison. He's no Allison. Like, he just can't do it. I know it's like, what's going on with this side part? Like you say, he might hit one every blue moon, but it's not happening today. Watch it happen today. I'm begging it happens today. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Sanchez. De Bruyne. His hair is just pissing me off. So luscious, isn't it? So luscious. Just a proven goal scorer. We don't need any more players. Osimhen, yeah. It's I don't see it happening personally. I'd love for it to, but I just don't see it happening. Just seems like a bit of a too much of a tall order. I know it's been in the works for so long, and it's probably going to happen. I just think in 2 weeks' time, a lot's being talked about behind doors, obviously, like behind closed doors, as we know, but it just seems like we're told the same news every single day at this point. Haaland! Tackle him, you fucking idiots! What the fuck was that? He just walked through about 4 different players there, for the love of God. That was absolutely horrendous. Oh my God. It's not 1-0 to us at all. Haaland scores, puts it in the back of the net. And he's just tiptoed around our defence like you wouldn't believe. It's an absolute shit show of defending. Doku plays it in. Maybe a slight touch takes it away from Colwill, from Silva, but it's just terrible, terrible defending. I think Cucurella is just begging not to get sent off in that situation. It is going to go to VAR. It is going to go to VAR. I don't know what we're doing. The defence is terrible there. Bernardo Silva could be offside. I don't think he is. I think Fofana's keeping him onside here. I think it's fairly obvious. In fact, it's not fairly obvious. It's blindingly obvious that it's onside. It's onside. Goal given. 1-0 City. Game over. Fucking hell. Well, I'd like to see another angle of that in terms of not the VAR side of things, but just defensively. What on earth are we doing there? What's going on? Stop wasting time, you bald twat, and give the goal so we can get on with it. Ah, what a shock. We knew it was onside about a fucking minute ago. What's he doing? Well, he's done it again. Oh, no, it's not even Anthony Taylor's fault, let's be honest. You can say we started well. We're going to absolutely fall apart now, I reckon. City are going to be all over us like a fucking tropical disease. Like I say, I'm not coming into this expecting to win, but stop making mistakes like that, leading to goals. You just, fuck me, Enzo! What are you doing? Oh, what are these passes from this goon? Enzo has been terrible. I'm not confident for our game against Servette on Thursday. I must be honest, boys and girls. Colwill and Fofana is a bad partnership, but it's going to work. It's going to work. You best believe it's going to work. That's what we're told anyway. I don't think we have much of a choice in that regard. I need to see that goal again. I need to see it. I'm not getting too ahead of things with regards to, you know, we're playing City for fuck's sake, but just avoid goals like this. It's fucking De Bruyne with a brilliant shot. It is wide. What a chance. So much space. Oh. Coldwell, we'll complain about whoever, really. It doesn't really matter. If you're shite, you're shite. And I just struggle to see how Colwell's actually a defender, because I'm yet to see any defending from him in his time at Chelsea, I'll be honest with you. He's an absolute, you know, throws his toys out the pram 99% and then gets caught out of position the other 1%. I reckon those percentages are probably quite generous to him, to be completely honest. But, you know, it's the first game of the season. It's only 20 minutes played, you know. Here we go. It's going to be one of those games. It's going to be one of those games where it's just not going to go our way at all. We're not good enough, and I'm saying that already. In this game, we haven't been good enough. But at the same time, like the passing, it's hitting the back of the heels. It's being intercepted at the very last second. You know, the pass is just not long enough. And it's just, you know, so far, it's been an absolute pain to watch this. Which was to be expected. Was to be expected. I'm not shocked by this result at the moment. If it stays 1-0... It'll be all right. But the way we've conceded that goal is just infuriating. The negativity is not too much. Oh, my good God, what are we doing? Kukureya. I'm drinking water and 7-Up Zero today. No beers. I'm a stone and a half down on the old weight loss. It's all coming up Millhouse at the moment. So I figured out drinking on the streams last season was one of the main reasons for the huge gain. But we're making positive moves now. And also, if I'm drunk talking to Alex, I'll just start losing my rag. I'll lose my rag anyway, but... Palmer's barely seen the ball, and when he has, the balls to him haven't been great. City are just too fucking good. They're just everywhere all the time. Atmosphere is dross for first game of the season, and apparently you'd think I eat too much, but it is in fact the beers. It's on a points basis, so it should realistically be people that have a lot of loyalty points or are season ticket holders. So I look leaner, do I? Ooh. And Kunku fucking shoots. I wasn't even going to get annoyed at that. That was the typical scenario where you'd expect me to lose me rag, but realistically, you could see that was going to be given as a free kick every day of the week. Akanji caught out of position. It's not a foul. There's no way that brings a man his size to the fucking floor. Match stats so far: 1 shot from Chelsea, 4 shots for Man City, 0 on target for the Blues. 1 on target and the goal for Manchester City. So there you go. So far, the creativity has not been not been wildly available. It's got to be said. And Kunku has been quiet. Here he is. Madueke to come on, dare I say, says Jimmy Blue Balls. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Gusto. Fofana. Cards for simulation. Oh. So what are you on about? Who simulated? Who dived? It's, dare I say, at least what we're playing right now is the same as last season to a fairly significant degree. Sideways football. There's a few aspects that are different, but right now, goodness me. Kukurea. Lavia. Lovely play. Cole Palmer just can't get away, and he's asking for a free kick. And again, and again. How many fucking blow the whistle, ref? Jeez. Here we go again. And Kunku, open your body and just swang it. Gusto keeps it in. Back post. I've got a feeling. I've got a tingly feeling in my ball bag that something is on the horizon here. Cole Palmer. 'Twas just a twinkle. Nothing came from that. My balls were lying to me. And the counter-attack is on here. Doku. De Bruyne. Kovacic. Back to Doku. Half an hour played, more or less. And they could be in for number 2 any minute now as the ball's played wide to Savinho. Played across goal, cleared away. Enzo needs to make this pass the right one. Does, but Nkunku dispossessed on the attack. Man. Why are we so passive at the back? Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. It's a mystery. They're just fucking like bodying us off the ball over and over and over again. We do look flat, you're right. 30 minutes played. It doesn't necessarily look like there's any way for us to score at this point. In this half, I mean. My God. How are there bots on playback already? Jesus. We'll be better in the second half. If we can come in at half-time 1-0 down, maybe 1-1 at a fucking push, somehow, luckily, then second half I think will be all right, but probably not by the 90th minute. Pep's been on a bit of timber, isn't he? So much for attacking football. Only hope we have is bench, and they tire out as first game for a lot of them. Yeah. It's you just don't want City this early in the season, but then again, you kind of do just to get it out of the way. Who have we got next? We've got Wolves, Conference League, then Wolves, then Conference League again. Where are we? Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton. It's a good little run after this game. Like, it's not terrible, is it? It's not awful. It's just getting past this. We might be all right. Thank you to each and every one of you that's watching on YouTube. Again, this might be a one-off, unfortunately. I'll have to have a word with Alex, but we'll see. We'll see. Keep your eyes peeled for any future streams. Gusto crosses it in. Enzo, you've got to be on your toes, mate! He's so on his heels. On a get up! Fucking calling for a penalty. You got tackled. You weren't ready. You're on your heels. It's not a foul. It probably won't be. I'm going to find a way to do it every single game on YouTube as well, but the numbers are too good to not do. So, and they'll only grow throughout the season, won't they? So, turn your notifications on, so you are, or turn the bell on so you can be notified. Videos, all that sort of stuff. I will be doing a live review after this game on YouTube as well, before we do the post spot on playback.tv/Alex Goldberg. Enzo, I'm still yet to ever be impressed by him, honest to fucking God. I'm not being a hater. I'm not being a hater. He's all right. He's all right. Don't get me wrong. But God Almighty, I'm yet to be impressed by him to a degree where I'm like, fucking hell, easy. This guy's incredible. I don't get it. De Bruyne keeps going. Enzo, again, shite pass against the run of play. Not a single player going that way. They're all running back, and he thinks, yeah, I'm going to dink it over the top. Well done. Well done. Here we go. Savinho. Kovacic. Blocked well. Cole Palmer. Counter-attack could be on if there's a little bit of urgency. Jackson's got to be offside here. He is away. He's got to be offside. Again, bit of urgency, mate. Hit it! Shoot! Fucking shoot! What are you doing? We're allergic to shooting, for fuck's sake! Back post. Fuck me. Fuck me. Honest to Jesus Christ. How many chances do you know? I know he's offside, but fuck off. At least try and score there. My God. Offside or not, I was convinced he was offside and the flag never came. So excuse me for wanting him to fucking shoot. Jackson can't miss if he doesn't shoot. It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good mentality to have from him. It's got to be said. They knew Jackson was offside. Oh. Savinho. I keep thinking he's Mahrez with that fucking number. How does Alex back up Jackson in that instance? He'd find a way. He'd find a way, would he not? Just because I'm the opposite outlook and I'd be frustrated. He'd be like, well, you know, He was in that. He was in the right position at the right time, at least. You know, positive play. Yes, but he was offside, Alex. Well, yes. It's besides the point. He's still on the end of the ball. Shots! Great save by Sanchez. Oh my God! Unbelievable save. That could easily be 2-0. The deflection as well off of Fofana. Fantastic save from Sanchez. Top draw. Yeah, that is the issue with playback, is that there is no pause feature just yet. We've requested, excuse me, we've requested that playback gets a pause feature so that you guys can sync up with us when the game isn't available to VIPs and also to, well, just people in general. Good chance here. Vardiol deflected, cleared away. Palmer, what can he do? Not a lot. Gets the ball back, though. Release it. He is, and I'm watching it on TV. I'm literally watching it on Sky Sports. I'm watching it live. I can't help it. If it's one thing that Sanchez is good at, it's those kind of shots. You've got to give it to him. He is good at those kind of saves. He is. Cucurella. Just over 5 minutes to play. 7 minutes to play, in fact. Oh. Well, yeah, you're watching it on Sky Go. That would be why, mate. I've got the old Virgin box in me office. Cole Palmer down the right-hand side. Crosses in, back post, and Kunku is there, and it lands. It's Enzo Fernandez, and it's a deflected shot. And out for a corner ball to Chelsea. Shock, horror. He didn't get the shot in the back of the net, or even on target for that matter. Oh my God. Caicedo was so open, by the way. I know it's not the kind of pass, like realistically, he's never ever going to make that pass, but Caicedo's just to the side of him, completely open. I will say it's good to be back. It's good to be back. I've missed doing watch-alongs so much. The Euros watch-alongs just weren't doing it for me, I've got to be honest. It is what it is. Vevere, hello. Good to see you. Long time no see. Doku, I mean, I don't know where Lavia's going there. He keeps running away. The ball was just behind him. Shot saved by Sanchez. Fofana. Decent defending, only as far as Doku. Bernardo Silva's down on the floor on the edge of the box in a heap. 5.5 minutes to play. Caicedo defending well. Palmer comes to collect. It's going to go out for a throw in as it's kicked out. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I could be doing better with Chelsea playing a little bit better than they are, but I feel like we're getting back into the game a little bit. Defensively, absolutely terrible, but in this sequence, defended quite well, I've got to say. I have got to say. We've relied on Sanchez more than I would like to admit, but, you know. If you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe. It would be a massive help to me on the route to 10,000 subscribers. And it's Savinho that's hurt, not Bernardo Silva. Come on, let's calm down. It's not. It's such early days to be saying where we're gonna, like, this is Man City after all. Like, it's not a litmus test to be able to tell like where we're gonna be. If this only ends 1-0, I think I'll be all right with it, because it could be a lot worse. as long as it doesn't end up being like 5-0 and the goal difference is up the Swanee already, then, you know. Excuse me. I do believe, though, by the way, for those of you watching on playback, I do believe Alex will be back for the watch-alongs from the next game. I think he's only in London until Tuesday. So he will be back for the streams. For the Servette game, Wolves, Servette again, and then moving forward all the way through the season. As you can imagine, it's not really something that he can turn down, being able to go and watch Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. His first game ever at Stamford Bridge against Man City. Have you left the byline entirely? No, I have not. I'm literally streaming on there at the moment. Not on the YouTube. We've moved to playback. Playback. I'm on playback.tv/Alex Goldberg live on there as well. I thought just for this game, and then moving forward, I'm going to try and get Alex to allow me to do the YouTube at the same time. So it was not a first class flight. I do believe it was economy. Although he was saying to me that he wishes it was first class. I think on YouTube, though, it's just going to be myself on camera. Even when Alex is on the streams, I'm going to just do it so it's just me and you can hear Alex. Man City just playing down the clock. The only issue is... So, is YouTube for the byline dead? No, we're still doing videos on there and everything like that, but... The issue is the numbers on playback are really low at the moment, but then we've got nearly 300 people watching on YouTube. So his argument would be those 300 people could easily have watched us on playback. But then my argument would be no, it wouldn't, because we haven't got pause. Here's Nkunku, Cole Palmer. If we can get one before half time, that'd be great. It's deflected. Jackson! If he's onside, fuck! If we have another fucking season of offsides, he's offside. Fuck him. Fuck you. Honestly. Oh my God. How hard is it to stay on side? Oh, and they're going to take like 5 minutes to make the decision. It's so clearly offside. Just play on. You do not need VAR for that. Jesus. Well, CCAV... We have had a shot, but unfortunately it's not going to count as a shot on target or a shot in any capacity because it is offside. So, unfortunately for you and for us, we have not had a shot. Here's Lavia. Oh. Nkunku. Lavia plays out wide. Oh, yeah. Do you reckon Alex is trying to beat the crowds and get his bridge beer and his bridge burger? Surely, right? It's nearly half time. It's gone for a pie, yeah? I thought hands offside don't count. Well, yeah, but unfortunately the rest of him was offside as well. Ah! Get up! Surely a free kick. Oh, I nearly said the word I'm not allowed to say. I nearly said the word I'm not allowed to say, but Jesus Christ, would that word be fitting right now? We can't go through another season of this. If Gio is on, it's 1-1. No, I could say fudge. It's the C word that I'm not allowed to say. At least not in the first half of the first game of the first, match of the season. But oh boy, did I want to say it there. Oh boy. See you next Tuesday. Well, depends what the plan is. Here we go. Doku. Try not to concede before half time, boys. Jesus Christ. Keep it 1-0. 5 minutes of additional time, by the way. Strasbourg have scored, so at least we've got that. Oh, man. I'm intrigued to see what Reinhardt's going to say at half time. If you're watching on YouTube and you hear a South African voice, then you'll know Reinhardt is the name. And I would imagine he's not going to be happy after what he's just seen. At all. I'm intrigued to hear what he's going to say, that's for sure. Enzo's just stank the gaff up. Ref! Penalty, surely! It's not a penalty for me. It's not a penalty for me. He's stamped on the foot of Diaz for one. Enzo is just a mess, isn't he? He's just a mess. He's down, unfortunately. They were looking at Todd Bowley in the stands. For some reason, I was like, and there's Alex Goldberg at the, in the stands there. Imagine he was sat next to Bowley, and we're like, oh, that's how he got his ticket. He's in the pocket of the club this whole time. That's why he's at the game. Him and Bowley are best buds. Ah, it's all coming out now. Bring on KDH or Neto for Enzo. He'll probably bring on Dewsbury Hall as he's had some game time. He's sitting with Daniel Finkelstein. I don't know. I'm fairly sure it was something to do with EA, with FIFA. Played in, and Kunku, if the angle's right, we could well be in here. We might see a balloon any second now. We never know. I know. And the answer is no. Kunku! Oh! Ref! Ref! That's a fucking penalty! What do you mean? I cannot fucking believe it. And the fucking half-time whistle's gonna go now, isn't it? Kick it out! Get the VAR at least! You bald-headed fucking fraud! Oh my God. I need to see that. I need to see that replay. I need to see it. I need to see it! I need to see it. Do you know what I need to see? I need to see it. That's what I need to see.
Hey, man.
What is going on?
That's 3 pins.
Oh, honestly.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Wow.
And like the people will say because the VAR didn't say it wasn't a pin, that it's like that he's in the right. But I think they're just sticking with the on-field decision as opposed to overturning it. That was a stonewall pin on Enzo Fernandez. You can't grip someone's fucking leg in the box.
Oh, that one. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't think it was that. Like he stamped on his ankle first. I thought.
I don't know. I'm biased.
The last one just before half time there, I thought that was.
The Nkunku one, yeah.
Yeah. I think so. I was
Yeah.
too annoyed to even know who it was. I thought it might have been Jackson. I don't know. It's just fuck me. What a stressful half for no reason whatsoever.
I'll be completely optimistic here. I think if you take away the goal we conceded, we've been the better side, and I do think we've actually looked good. Do you agree?
We've had I don't know, mate. Honestly, it's been an absolute whirlwind. It's just I'm so happy that football's back, but also I don't know what my heart rate must be. I'm like 85 beats a minute right now because you just never know what's going to happen next. What'd you say?
85 beats is still fine.
I'm usually 60 something. Yeah, I mean, the fact is that defensively we looked like we were going to concede more often than we weren't at a lot of that game. At the same time, I think it improved towards the back end. I think when Savinho was down injured, that passage of defending was really good, especially from Caicedo, who made the biggest tackle in that. Even like moving on to like refereeing, it's no fucking shock to anyone here at all, or anyone around the world that Anthony Taylor has done us over a few decisions. I'm not going to say he's stolen the game from us or fucked us over. I would argue that there's an argument for at least one penalty there. My shout is the one right at the end. But even the Nkunku moving forward, or it might have been Cole. I think it was Nkunku, like in the final third, got taken down and was just told to get up. It's just there's so many instances where you just think this bald twat is doing it again. I don't get how he's got our first game of the season against Man City, no less. It took all the wind out of my sails right from the get-go.
Didn't Liverpool get a ref to not like be on their games or something after some controversial? I think it was the ref against Tottenham, Liverpool versus Tottenham. But how are we still stuck with this guy? I hate him so much. Like, I mean, if you really want to go on and say sure, like one of those instances wasn't a pen, but like 3 instances, surely one of them has to be a pen. I mean, the first one, Enzo Fernandez did have a heavy touch. Other than that, I do feel like it's a pen. If he had the ball at his feet at the moment of contact, I feel like it was a pen. After that, it was when he was trying to get away, and then I think it was Ruben Diaz kind of like put his arm around his leg. And then after that, it's obviously Nkunku's thing, which is like definitely a penalty in my opinion, because Nkunku was in the box, he was crowded, 3-4 people around him. I mean, yeah. And the goal we conceded, I also feel like we could have done better there. But all in all, I do feel like passing-wise, we look a lot better than we did at any point of last season. I won't lie. I know this could sound like overreactionary, but like I see the amount of times I see like Palmer presenting himself out wide and the quick 1-2s between Enzo and Lavia, and then Lavia spraying it wide. It's just very fluid. So I'm quite impressed, but we should have a goal. And I feel like Nicholas Jackson has been quite poor, apart from that ball to Nkunku at the end of the half. And that's what I was hoping for. If we were to lose this game, which obviously I don't want, at least let it be absolutely apparent that a player like Osimhen could have changed the outcome of this game. And at this moment, that is exactly what it's looking like.
With the chance where Jackson was offside and through on goal, did you think that was defensively on Man City's part? Did you think that they knew he was offside and they just didn't bother, or did you think were you screaming at the TV for him to shoot like I was?
Well, I was screaming for him to shoot because, I mean, regardless of if whether he was offside or not, he should like just assume that he's on and try and do something. He was absolutely
Yeah.
poor then. I do feel like that was a good part of a good bit of defending. I think it was Ruben Diaz who just like he stepped forward just as the pass came off. But one thing that really annoyed me was that Palmer shot that Edison deflected, and then why would Nicholas Jackson just be offside in that position? Why would you just be
I
ball watching
know.
there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When he scored and it was given
When he
as offside.
scored, yeah, and then there was the other chance I meant was the offside one where he was like just kept running with the ball and didn't shoot.
Yeah.
I forgot we actually did score a goal in this game. To be fair, which
There's no reason
again,
for him
like
to be
you say,
offside there.
it's completely what's the word? It's like neglecting his responsibilities to be offside in that situation. You cannot be the most forward man in a situation like that where you have the angle that he does and be offside completely unmarked. I think we're watching it now. I know it's Palmer that's gone for the shot. He hasn't passed it to him, but so Jackson finds Nkunku. Palmer then cuts in, shoots. If you're Jackson, Palmer is most likely going to cut in and shoot. At that moment when he gets the ball, you drop back for sure. I don't understand how he doesn't check the line. You're obviously going to be readying yourself for a deflection or from a palm out from Edison, but it's just so poor from Jackson to remain offside in that position. It's just such a waste, and it would have been the ideal sort of way to respond in that scenario. Second half wise, I think there needs to be at least one substitution. Do you think, or are you okay with how we're playing at the moment towards the end of that half?
It's hard to say. I do feel like, look, I think Nkunku has done well for bearing in mind he's not a winger. But I do feel like that side, like I said before the game, that side is so gettable. The amount of times Nkunku finds the ball there and something happens is crazy. So I do feel like Pedro Neto could just be the difference maker in that area of the pitch. It's just who do you sub off? Like, honestly, I would sub off Jackson and put Nkunku at striker and then bring on Neto on the left. Enzo, a lot of people saying Enzo Fernandez has been bad. I don't think he's been good. His
I was going to
has
ask,
been fine.
because a lot of people
His
are saying
passing's
talk on
been
him.
fine.
I don't agree necessarily
with his passing.
I thought misplaced passes quite a bit.
Well, I think his short passing has been fine. He had like 2 or 3 long balls that was decent. He had a horrible long ball that he tried to spread out to the left, and then I think it was Rico Lewis just intercepted it. Apart from that, like his touches have been pretty poor. But I've been saying, and Poch should do this as well. He's playing way too far forward. He should be the one dictating play alongside Lavia, as opposed to being up there. Like if we don't have out of position, he's level with Jackson, which is so far forward. But yeah, I would maybe make a substitution. I don't know if it would be at halftime though. I think I might wait for like the 55th to 60th minute. But for me, the best player on the pitch in terms of a Chelsea point of view, Palmer hasn't had the ball that often, but when he has had it, he looks good. But it's between Lavia and Nkunku, and I'd edge it to Lavia because his passing is just so, it's brilliant. It's Busquets-esque, if I may say so myself.
Yeah, it's. I think as a whole, the half it's a typical, and I'll obviously admit I'm obviously like quite a reactionary person in the moment. Like certain instances will get me riled up, but then once you have like that 5-10 minutes to breathe and reflect on the half, it could be worse. It could be worse, but it isn't because we managed to keep them at bay. I'm not necessarily confident that we can get necessarily get the result in the end, but I do think that there's a goal there to be had from us. We've shown that we can get the goal, get the ball in the box. We can create chances to and people saying, well, we've finally got our first shot, blah blah blah. We've had a couple of chances. It's just much like last season, the final product is the issue, unfortunately, and much like in this game, that's been what the main problem has been. Colwill and Fofana, it's definitely a work in progress for me. Goes without saying. It's not been too enjoyable to watch, but again, I'm hopeful it will come in time, but if it doesn't, I won't be surprised. I don't know. I'm not sold on Colwill as a defender. I mean, I can't say as a defender because he is a defender. It's not like he's another player, plays anywhere else. But I'm not sold on Colwill just yet at the moment.
I don't blame Colwill for the Haaland goal, to be honest. Like, of course, it was in his area, but I do feel like that Bernardo Silva touch or pass, whatever you want to call it, just completely. I don't know, duped everyone, which of course is down to game sense more than defensive ability from Colwell, if you had to predict that. But I feel like the centre backs have been better than they were in preseason. That being said, they set the bar so low in preseason. It's really not a compliment. I do feel like Fofana has probably been the better between the two defensively, although he was. I don't know if you could really blame him for playing Bernardo Silva onside for the goal, but Kukurea has looked good. I don't know if you agree. I feel like he's just been a monster, especially the first half of the first half. Yeah. Doku just switched sides. He was done. So, yeah. And Gusto's been quite shaky, I can't lie. But
his forward runs just haven't really come off, I don't think.
Yeah.
And definitely was a big chance when he was running down the right with the ball, and we caught them on the counter attack. He needed to get a bit more height on his cross, and I think we would have been in with a really good chance there. But yeah, it's unlike him because last season he was so good at his crosses. It must be just because it's the first game and he's a little bit rusty. But it was when we were on the counter attack and they had very little back.
Cross.
Yeah. And put it in for a corner. What a chance that was! But I'm not too upset at him. I've got a lot of time for Gusto, and I think everyone else should really. That's not telling people what to say, what to think. I'm not Alex, but at the same time, it's. I think Gusto is someone who has earned a little bit more in terms of a bit more time to. I mean, I feel like everyone should have a bit.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
But more so, I'm saying, Gusto is one of those players. It's so hard to hate on him. There's very little to criticize about him. Is what I mean.
Well, he's a great player. That's undeniable. He's not really that great in terms of his aerial crosses, which is why I like Reece when we get Osimhen, of course, provided he can stay fit. But his ground crosses, they've got a lot of zip and curve on them. It's just that one in particular was pretty underwhelming. But yeah, like you said, it was the first game. It's the first game of the season. It's not really. I feel like Jackson should have positioned himself a bit further away from Gvardiol, but even then, I feel like Gvardiol did well to cut that cross. Anyways, he had to really stretch to get it. But yeah, all in all, I do feel like with the ball at our feet, we controlled the midfield pretty well. Got into the final third quite often. It's just about what to do once you're there, which is pretty much the story of Chelsea. If it's not at Nkunku or Palmer's feet, we look pretty lost. So, and the unfortunate thing is both of those players really like to play, 1-2s with other players. So then they give the ball away to someone who doesn't know what to do in those areas. And then we just end up not doing anything.
Yeah.
Which is why I want Neto on the pitch. Maybe Osimhen would be great. Man, I just want Osimhen. He's not even our player yet, but man, he would be so great. Like that Haaland goal is what you want in a striker.
Yeah.
Like just shoving off defenders and finding the goal with like 3 people around you. That's what I feel like. I don't see Jackson doing that. I can see Osimhen doing that. So
Yeah.
Bowley's here. Hopefully he sees all this.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Okay. Cheers, Reinhardt. Second half has
Cheers.
commenced, and so no substitutions. We'll get more from Reinhard at or after the game when we get the post pods up and running for after the game, which we will be doing here on playback, but also I will be doing a live review after the game on YouTube as well. Sorry, Scorley, there was a power chat said the player hate in chat is absolutely toxic. It's one match against a team that's won 4 straight titles. Ease up. I completely agree. I think a lot of the criticism, I know that a lot of the criticism there we go. We'll switch mics there. A lot of the criticisms I've given is just purely based on this game. It's not like an overall thing. I don't think I've overly criticised anyone, but I know you're saying in the chat. I think, I don't know. I've said about Enzo, haven't I? That it's, I don't know. I'm just yet to see anything mad from him. And Sanchez with a really poor pass out the back there. If we could just not concede in the first fucking 2 minutes of the game, that'd be great. But it is 1-0 to Man City coming into this second half. Again, really poor pass out the back. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what goes on. Yeah, he's tweeted quite a few times, hasn't he? He's tweeted the entire half pretty much. Oh, bless him. He's not used to being at the games. He's not used to being at the games. Here is Diaz. Vardiel is available. Finds Bernardo Silva. Back to Edison. No byline is because we've moved to playback. Playback.tv/Alex Goldberg. The link is in the description. That's where, without a doubt, I'll be doing the watch-alongs this season. If I don't end up doing them on YouTube for the rest of the season, then that's where I'll be doing them with Alex. But hopefully I get to do these for the remainder of the season, as I just don't think it's necessarily, necessary to not do it. I think it's beneficial to do it on there. But then the numbers would suggest, I don't know. We'll see. Fuck me. I don't know. Palmer. We're playing away from the sun now, and a great chance, and it's just bundled around in the 6-yard box, and it can't be put in the net in the final instance once again. No subs. Yeah, it's almost. Well, I'm not going to say it's like the same old from last season, because we do look a lot better. And Kunku. I would say that immediately, I know there's a lot of gelling that's needed to be done, but Man City are still looking leaps and bounds better than us based on in the first game of the season, which isn't obviously a surprise because they are 4 times champions in a row, but I fancy our chances against other sides, I shall say, Arsenal and Liverpool and everything, if we're going to play like this. I probably will watch the rest of the watch-alongs on your website. Yeah, I mean, like I say, this isn't causing too much of a nuisance. I will say I probably won't refer to many of the comments on YouTube that much, because the priority needs to be playback because of the contract and everything like that, but it is what it is. Fofana Caicedo over the top. Jackson, Edison comes to collect and does well. Kovacic. Gvardiol. Doku. Seems to be doing a lot better against Gusto than he was against Cucurella. Cucurella. Vardiol. Being absolutely hounded there. Still gets to keep the ball. Doku. Finds De Bruyne. Silva, Haaland, and it's a great save by Sanchez. For the life of me, I thought that was going in the back of the net. But we've come away unscathed, at least for now. Vardiol. Kovacic. Akanji. Kovacic again. Man City building up the play well. Foden. Was he on? I swear he must have been on the bench because I do not remember seeing him. Must be Savinio got taken off, wasn't it? Akanji. Foden again. It's all Man City at the moment. As Chelsea try and win the ball back. Jackson chasing Edison down and it's played forward. Fofana. Gets Chelsea back on the ball. Oh. Cucurella. Oh, they just keep cutting it out at the last second every time. It's so annoying. Oh, Haaland absolutely steamrolled by Wesley Fofana, who surely now, that's got to be a booking. Oh. How has he not been booked for that? What? Brexit tackle. Really good if you ask me, but Cucurella coming up against Bernardo Silva. Fofana. Ooh. Slow start. A slow start to the second half. It's got to be said. Gusto with the throw in. Dewsbury Hall is warming up, I will add. Lavia. Back to Sanchez. Cucurella. Forward run could be on here. Oh, it's a terrible pass. Fucking straight out for a throw in. Oh. This better not be a boring second half. I think we're out of luck there. I think it's going to be. City are just going to sit on it. Possession-wise, I mean. They're just going to absolutely dominate possession. Which, if I'm not mistaken, was what Maresca wanted to enforce in Chelsea, was dominating possession. I don't think we're yet to dominate possession in any game. Palmer can't get the ball forward. Much better than pre-season, yeah, for sure. I'm just obviously wanting to see a little bit more, but playing against Man City, it's not always likely, is it? That you're going to be able to get too much through the door. Or out the door, rather, in this case. Here is Bernardo Silva. Foden. Back to Bernardo Silva. Every single thing is dropping to Man City here. Here's Foden. Or Bernardo Silva, sorry. Silva. Cucurella away. I'm watching it on Sky Sports on my Virgin TV box. Pedro Neto is coming on. Pedro Neto is coming on. Let's see what he can do, eh? A much earlier substitution than you would have expected. It's going to be Christopher Nkunku that comes off, if I'm not mistaken. Done sweet fuck all, really. Not used to an early sub, I know. That's got to give Pedro Neto some confidence that the manager sees him as a player that can really change a game around immediately. In his first game at the club against Man City, that's a big compliment, really, I think. Michael, that's good to know, mate. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. Again, for those of you watching on YouTube, if you want to guarantee that you can see the watch-alongs, if the watch-alongs don't carry on here, I will absolutely be doing them every single game on playback. The link for that is in the description below. Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez, back post! Oh, what a chance! What a chance! And it was Pedro Neto at the back post. Oh. Have you got Virgin 1 gig internet? I do indeed, yes. Rico Lewis, injured. It's all right. I mean, it's obviously very good, but it's not like as amazing as I was expecting it to be. You very rare. I don't think I've ever actually got 1 gigabyte of download speed, but I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. Here's Doku. He might go all the way here. He won't. Lavia cuts it out in the nick of time. We need a pause feature on playback, though. We do. We've asked. We're going to get it sorted. Alex has got some power with the boys and girls at playback to have his suggestions heard. So close to being lethal team. That's what makes it frustrating. I know that's the only reason I'm annoyed about this game, because, you know, in an otherwise obviously an obvious game that we're not likely to win, when the chances do come, it's frustrating when the chances don't get taken, because there have been one or two. There have been one or two. Cucurella. Could this be one of them? Pedro Neto gets the cross in. Enzo Fernandez! Gusto with the cross back in. Palmer doesn't quite get to it. Jackson! Save again! Fuck me! Palmer. Oh, what now? He's got cramp. Get Guiu on. Chelsea look better than all of their last season performances. I don't know about that. We look all right. I'm not going to go that fucking crazy, though. We will get the free kick, though. The free kick, the corner. If you're watching on YouTube, again, please do subscribe. It really does help. Live review will be coming after this stream finishes. Oh, it comes to Pedro Neto. He's got to be more on his toes there, let's be honest. What's the Wi-Fi speed I've got at the moment? I can check for you. Do a little speed test. Although I would imagine it's not great because I'm streaming at two places at the same time, so I'll let you know. 260 of you watching on. You've got to change the lineups. Well, they're the starting 11s. I'm not changing the 11s. But hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content. There probably will be some streams in the future, that's for sure. If we could get to 200 likes, that would be fantastic. First stream on this channel for a Premier League game, I think. Could still be, I can take the lineups away for you. You can admire my background. Do that on here as well. Is that better? Got my lovely sofa in the background there as well. The lights. Oh, Vardio. De Bruyne. Doku. Takes it to the byline, crosses it in, back post, just a bit too much on that. And Foden tries to keep it in, and does. Looking zen. It's very relaxing, I must say. I think the background could be a little bit blurrier, but, It's very blurry on playback. Doku, De Bruyne, brilliant ball, Haaland, and it's in, 2-0. Disallowed, no goal, thank God for that. Rico Lewis thought he'd won it. Colwell's down, it hurt, but I'm not quite sure what the issue was here, to be honest. Haaland brings it down. Oh, that is a follow through from Haaland on the knee of Levi Colwill with studs up. That's a fucking red card. He did not get the ball there. That's a red! Send the dirty bastard off! Go to VAR! Mark Guillau's coming on. I've seen those given as a red. Jackson off, Guillou on. Come on, the boy! And then Caicedo off for... I always thought it's Kieran. It's Kiernan. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Kiernan. With 2 N's. Can't say I've ever heard that name before, but I have now. It's not a red. What year is the top right kit? That would be 1995. It was the year I was born. I was gifted that shirt specifically by my mother-in-law. Well, I say mother-in-law, but my girlfriend's mum for my birthday, I believe, because it's the shirt that was worn the year that I was born. So there we go. Very nice indeed. Always reminds me of Ruud Gullit. It's the first player I think of. Oh. Have you waiting all day for Sunday, right? Sunday night? Don't know. I don't see a goal coming anytime soon, boys and girls. I'll be honest with you. The game has died completely. The pace of the game is gone. Oh, Jesus Christ. Excuse me. Bet that woke some of you up. Bardio. They're playing such boring football right now. Does anyone remember that episode of The Simpsons, like old Simpsons, where they were watching football either on the TV or they were in a stadium, and it was just it was just 3 players playing in a triangle over and over and over again. That's exactly what Man City play like, and it is fucking painfully boring to watch. Why is Palmer deeper than Enzo? Maresca ball. 20 minutes to go. Think it'll take some sort of miracle to get the goal here. It was Lavia that came off, by the way, and not Caicedo. Edison. Still waiting on the merch. It's coming. Hey, we got watch-alongs on the YouTube channel. Clearly, I'm showing there's a work in progress here. The merch is coming one day. Caicedo. Dewsbury Hall finds Neto. Fucking strange team we've got, eh? Really, really odd side. Like if you'd asked me this 4 years ago, what players we'd have, and then you look at this team and you're like, well, what the fuck has happened? What has happened? Fofana, Enzo. Nice side-to-side play, as always. Neto. Lovely. Really nice. Kukurea gets the cross off. Guiu. Oh, fumbled by Edison. And Gusto can't quite get there. Doku plays it out. Intercepted by Caicedo. It's Dewsbury Hall. It's Enzo Fernandez. Play the ball, son. Neto with a deep cross. Gusto in pursuit. Vardiol plays it, and it's out for a throw-in. Chelsea throw. We're pressing a lot more than we were. That's for sure. Trying to get involved in this game. That is very good speed, yes. I like the run Pedro's been doing. He's been good so far. The minimal things that we've seen, but I think we haven't won a first game of the season since we played Palace. But I think that was only 2023, the 22-23 season. 23-24 drew against Liverpool. And then now we've got City, so I think we've only won one of our last 5 opening games, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's Everton, sorry. Not Palace. Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne! Wide. Very wide. I didn't, mate. I can't just right now. I'm a bit busy. Colwell plays it down the wing. Man. Oh, Rico Lewis. Brilliant defending there by Wesley Fofana. Takes it out for a corner ball. The ball away so cheaply. We do like to, yeah. Corner taken short. De Bruyne, terrible pass. Fofana. City is so boring. They fucking are. Tell me about it, mate. Well done. You won 4 leagues in a row playing fucking boring ass football. Oh my God. They're just so good. It's so shit. Get over yourselves. We get it. You're amazing. Wow. Get a fucking life. City won't be a Premier League team next season. Well, beg to differ. They're going to get away with it, aren't they? Because they just have to appeal. They'll appeal it, and then they'll have to wait, won't they, until they do it again. And then they'll be told no, and then they'll appeal that decision as well. Oh my God, get a hold of the fucking ball! Enzo's just been nutmegged. Fofana away. Cole Palmer. Why is Cole Palmer so deep? Dewsbury Hall. Kukurea. Enzo, if we can... I was wondering who the fuck was there then, but Gusto has got the ball. Cole Palmer. Gusto! Oh, surely handball there. And again. Didn't really see it from that angle, but sure the hands were behind his back, but still. He sat down and he's like that. Couldn't give a bollocks. Oh, come on. Show the other one. Oh my God, they've gone to VAR. No penalty. Straight like that. No penalty. What about the first one where the guy's on his arse with his hands behind his back and the ball hit his hands? Oh my God. Ball comes in from the corner. Natural position to be standing like this. That's a natural position. To be standing like Ballack when he was chasing down that ball twat against Barcelona. Natural. Great run here. Good chance. Headed away, of course. So hard to get excited when you're in an attacking position against City because you just know they're going to fucking deal with it. It's so boring. Such a boring team. Oh, you did defend. Oh, Christ. Goal kick to Man City. What a fucking ball from Edison. Jesus Christ. Kukurea has torn his fucking hamstring by the looks of it. He's up. He's asking to be subbed 1 minute and now he's fine. Renato Vega's coming on now. So it's obviously a big enough problem where he has to come off, but... Kukurea does come off. Doku. Foden now. Renato Vega getting involved in his first bit of the game. Yeah, Pep just needs to fuck off. He's so boring, isn't he? I bet even as a neutral, you're watching this game thinking like, fucking hell. So boring. Well done. You know how to shut up shop. You know how to hold on to a 1-0 lead, unlike us. Well done. Hello, Freedom. You miss Marcus Alonso very, do you? So do I. Marcus Alonso runs down the wing for me. Do, Marcus. Gio hasn't even touched the ball. Well. Colwell plays it forward. He might get a touch of it now. Down the wing. Oh, for fuck me! 8 minutes to go. And an overhit pass. How many fucking times are we going to see that this season? Jesus. Yep. If you are watching, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Smash the like button. Let's try and get to 200 likes before the end of the game. That would be massive and very much appreciated. Again, I will be live at the full-time whistle. I'll end this stream and I'll come back on for a live review on the channel on YouTube, and then on playback we will be doing a post-pod, myself, Reinhard and Felix a little later on, probably half an hour after the full-time whistle, I do believe. It won't be an instant sort of post-pod like it usually will be throughout the season. But we'll see. We'll see. Kovacic. 7 minutes to play. We've cracked the 300 viewer limit, and we're now back down to 278. So, has there been news on Victor Osimhen? I don't think so. Doku with the cross, saved by Sanchez. Come on! Come on! Fucking counter! Jesus Christ! What are you doing? How are we in this position now? Kovacic shoots, goal. Fuck me. That, so fucking avoidable, man. So avoidable. Once again. Fuck off. Absolutely suck my bollocks. What a fucking pile of shit. You got 1 second, we're on the ball in our fucking hands, and the counter-attack should be on. Next minute, you know, Kovacic swanging it back in the fucking net. What a piece of shit. Oh my good God. He just can't score a shit goal either, can he, Kovacic? The twat. God, I miss him. Fuck off. I blame Alex. We drew them home and away last season. Now he fucking shows up. We lose. Alex, the bad luck charm at Stamford Bridge. What do you know? Get him home. Send him home. Get him on the plane. Never again. That's your one and done, Alex, son. You're not going back now. drawn home and away against City. Alex fucking goes to the game. And we lose. Kovacic scores. Todd Boehly is leaving, by the way. We can see you sneaking out. We can see you sneaking out. Oh. I cannot believe we've conceded from that. I cannot believe it. I mean, I can. I always say this. I always say I can't believe this and that and everything else when it comes to Chelsea. But guess what? I can believe it. I can and I will. And you should too. We had the ball in our hands and then 2 seconds later, we're getting absolutely peppered by Mateo Kovacic. Who would have fucking thought it, eh? We've done ourselves here. Both goals. Totally avoidable. Completely and utterly avoidable. Enzo Fernandez. Oh, good chance. Fuck me. It's just not going to happen, is it? Todd's off to Brazil to find another wonder kid that we're never, ever going to fucking play. When does Kendry Paez and Esteval start playing for us? $2025 as in the year or 2025 as in next season? Because I was under the impression we were going to play them this season. No? Is it July 2025? Fuck. Gotta wait a whole year. Everyone's leaving already. 3 minutes to go. I know we're losing 2-0 to City, so fair play, but... Welcome to the real world, Alex. Welcome to the real world. He's witnessed the frustration firsthand now. Oh my God, Palmer's just been sent for a fucking hot dog. Don't get yourself sent off here. They're doing the Poznan in the first game of the season. Doku. Jesus Christ. Alex is never going to another game ever again. Probably not. Five minutes of additional time. Might as well not even waste our time, let's be honest. Well, as I said, if you're watching on YouTube, then I will be doing a post-match live review after this stream. I'll be making one. I'll be live in about 5-10 minutes time. So join me for that. We'll do some player ratings and whatnot. And then on playback, if you are watching on playback, obviously we'll be doing a post-pod. I think myself, Reinhard, and possibly Felix Johnston will be on. I don't know the specific time, but we'll obviously be having our say on this game. And you can hear from a few other people other than just myself, which I'm sure you're sick of hearing by this point. If you're on playback on YouTube, I bet you love it. I bet you're loving the the watch-alongs on the channel, aren't you? You spoilt little devils, you are. We were never gonna win this game. Why are we all crying? Because we know that Palmer fucking dragged wide. Palmer, what am I saying? We know we were going to lose, but at least don't give the game away. We could easily have avoided the 2 goals we've conceded. We could have easily scored at least one. Oh, sit down, Pep! Fuck off! You've won the game! Doing all this shit. Just sit down. You've won the game. Again. Well done. You're so good. Fucking have a day off. We get it. Fucking job's worth. My God. Lewis Ayer with the super chat. Sanchez in 90 minutes. 3 shots on goal. 2 conceded. Cabbage hands. 1 big chance created in City's favour. Lewis Ayer, thank you very much for the super chat. Do appreciate it. Fuck him, honestly. Not you, Lewis. Pep, I'm talking about. It's, oh, fuck me. It's just painful. It really is. Like, you've won. You've won. You're not gonna lose now, are you? Let's be honest. So, just sit down, fuck off. You've had your day out, now fuck off home, as they say. Yeah, the Lavia sub changed the game completely, didn't it? What is that from Fofana? It's got to be offside. It is. The first goal was lucky as fuck. Yeah, it was. But just a bit of a mess in defence. Second goal was just so avoidable. Cleared away, Haaland. Nicholas is the most frustrating player to watch. He is... Oh, I can't be asked. Enzo Fernandez with the shot. Saved with ease by Edison. Well, there we go. First game of the season. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 2. It's a generous scoreline, I must say. A generous scoreline for Man City, but it is a loss nevertheless. For those of you on playback, thank you so much for watching. We're going to end it there, and then the playback post-pod post-match review will be happening at some point later this evening with myself, Reinhard, and Felix Johnson, and a few other guests. We'll get some people on stage, so thank you for watching. And you lucky buggers on YouTube, I will be live in about 5-10 minutes for a live review. So stay tuned. Please do like the video on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Of course, again, like I said, I'll be live in 5 to 10 minutes. See you later. Goodbye.